Thinking about becoming a lawyer but don't know where to start? I'm Denise Fernandez and I'm a California corporate lawyer, and in today's video I'll be discussing the exact requirements of how to become a lawyer. Now, as a disclaimer, these are just the general requirements, but depending on your jurisdiction and state, the requirements can actually vary. Now, the first step onto becoming a lawyer is having either a high school diploma or the equivalent GED. Pretty simple and straightforward here. You have to have a high school diploma or have a GED to get into college. Now, the second step is getting a bachelor's degree or going to college. Now here, I would suggest picking a degree or picking a major that is easy for you to get good grades. I would say pick the major that interests you the most and where you can get straight A's. Because in my experience, I actually ended up getting my bachelor's in psychology, and let me tell you, that was pretty tough. Taking a soft science as a person who was going to law school was pretty difficult for me to get straight A's. Now, the third step to becoming a lawyer is taking the law school admissions test, or otherwise known as the LSAT. The LSAT is a standardized test that most law schools require you to take in order for you to gain admissions into their school. The LSAT has 4 sections. The first is reading comprehension, the second is analytical reasoning, the third is logical reasoning, and the fourth is the essay portion. Now, before moving on to my next step, if you guys are enjoying my content so far and want to learn more about my lifestyle, career tips, or anything about me just being a lawyer, then feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Moving on to the fourth step on how to become a lawyer, getting into law school. Now, the biggest factors that play into you getting into law school are going to be 1, your undergraduate GPA, and 2, your actual LSAT score. Or you can leverage those high scores and get into a lower tiered law school and perhaps maybe even get a full ride scholarship. So that way you don't even have to worry about paying off student loans. The fifth step on how to become a lawyer is getting your Juris Doctorate degree or your JD degree. In general, for full-time students, law school can be completed within 3 years. For part-time students, those students can expect to complete law school maybe between 4 to 5 years. For students that want to actually finish law school even quicker, there are some schools that have an accelerated program where students can finish as early as 2 years. Now, this all comes down to the person and how you want to get through law school, whether you want to do it part-time or full-time, but it's completely up to you, and the options in law school are endless. Now, the sixth, and in my opinion is the hardest part about becoming a lawyer, is the bar exam. Now, depending on your state, the bar exam can either be a 2 or 3 day administered test. For me, I took the notorious California bar exam, and it was a 2-day test, and we actually have the toughest cut score across the nation. The average California bar pass rate can actually range between 28% and all the way up to 56%. Just depends if you take either the February bar or the July bar, but you can be sure that it is only given twice a year. In California, the bar exam is a general 2-day test that consists of 5 essay questions, 1 performance test, and 200 multiple choice questions. Now, in addition to passing the bar exam, you must also apply for the moral character exam. This is where the state bar evaluates your character and fitness to see if you're fit to become an attorney. Now, in my experience, I remember the California bar had to ask several different attorneys to see if I was actually fit and had the moral character to practice law. Now, the 7th and final step to becoming an attorney is the swearing-in ceremony. Now, by this point, you've passed the bar exam, you've passed the moral character exam, and you are now officially fit to be an attorney. My experience was super special because I actually had my childhood friend's dad, who was also my basketball coach, swear me in. I was able to raise my right hand and do my attorney oath in front of my entire family, and it was honestly probably one of the most special moments in my entire life. Now that you know the steps of how to become a lawyer, you may be wondering, is it worth being a lawyer? If that's you, then watch this video where I'll be explaining the misconceptions of being a lawyer.